turnaround between games. How's everyone pulled up after the weekend?
Yeah, we've got a few sore bodies, so it's important that we look after those players. It's challenging to play the 3 games in a week, but the players are professional now, so they have to make sure they get themselves in the right condition to be ready for tomorrow night, because it's an important game for us tomorrow night, home game, and we need to keep putting points on the board.
Have you decided to rest anyone? Is there anyone that you're going to take out?
Look, we'll make that decision after the session this morning. I'm still, in my head, got a few combinations that we will be looking at. So, yeah, there will be 1 or 2 changes, but who they are, I'm not quite sure yet.
One day, is he suspended through yellow cards at the moment?
Yeah, he'll miss tomorrow. He's suspended, so it'll be good for him anyway. He needs to freshen up a little bit. He's done a lot of work in the last few games, a lot of running in difficult conditions. The last 2 games have been very hot, so that get him fresh and ready for the next game.
I guess the logical question is who comes in and replaces him?
Yeah, we've got a few options in the midfield yet. So we've got Louis Dorigo, Joey Coletti. We can go a little bit more attacking and play with George Blackwood in there, like we did a little bit on Sunday. So yeah, we're not too sure yet how that will pan out.
Sorry, how is the I guess the nerves? Or sort of, are you sick of having to come late in games to win at the moment? Like, it seems to be a stressful way to get the 3 points.
No, not really. It doesn't matter how you get the 3 points, as long as you get the 3 points. To keep fighting to the end and keep working hard. It's a credit to the playing group and our fitness staff that have got the players in the shape where they keep going right to the end.
Are the substitutions premeditated?
Yeah, look, it's something that I learnt from Gertchen when Gertchen was here, to make sure that you have a plan B and a plan C and work out what subs to put on the bench to when they can have an impact. So, we just don't pick players on the bench. There's always a reason why they're on the bench, and because sometimes you don't look to win the game in the first 60, 70 minutes. You want to be around the mark and then push for that last 20, 25 minutes. So it just all depends on who you're playing and how you want to play that tactically that day.
When you look down the bench and you see Nesta and Mo sitting there, in your mind, have you already decided who's coming on first? Or you look down and you see the way your game is and you decide that?
Yeah, I make the decision as the game's panning on. As you say, I've always got that in the back of my head when they're going to come on, but I'm looking at the opposition where we can do the most damage and who can do the most damage when they come on. So it's something that's, that we sort of pre-plan for. We're aware of the scenarios that we sort of are looking at, and we speak to those players before they go on and what we want them to do.
Have you had to speak to those players at all over the last few weeks to keep them happy and let them know why they're not starting, or they understand their role at the moment?
Yeah, they understand, and we've spoke a lot about it this year, that the only way you have success as a footballer is if you have a good team. There's no, you don't win any individual prizes in this game, so you all got to be pushing together in the same direction, and when your name gets called to perform, you have to perform.
Is there a scenario, one of those plans A, B, C, Ds, where you wouldn't make any substitution?
No, I don't think so. I think it's always important to, especially if you've got some speed on the bench, it's always important to bring speed on towards the end of the games, because that can change things. I always think there's always opportunities to make those changes. It's just a matter of when. And
what do you make of Western Sydney? They look a little bit more resilient under Mark Rude?
Yeah, look, Reed's is, in all his teams that he's had, that they've always been defensively very strong. So it's something that we have to be mindful. He's had a little bit of time there to work with them, and they're a little bit up and down, but they've got some quality players, and we expect, a very tough game in the next 2 games.
Has Mo done enough to earn a starting spot, or will he still be coming off the bench?
Yeah, look, Mo, I've kept it no secret that Mo physically is still, a 17, 18-year-old kid. Yeah, he looks big and he's strong, but there's still a lot of conditioning work that he needs to do over a number of years to be able to be that explosiveness all the way through games. So he's working on that, and I can't say when he's ready. We've played him a few times from the start this year already. So with Hero there as our main target man, he just has to work around that.
So that conditioning work that has to be done off the pitch and on the training ground?
Yeah, and it's a time thing as well. You know, as young players, they got to, you know, get used to playing senior football and get some pre-seasons into their legs. That's where they get most of that conditioning.
In some ways, do you prefer bringing him on late? You know, he gives you that explosive, you know, force that you need almost to counteract sides.
Yeah, most definitely. He has, as I said, he has that power and he has that speed. Unfortunately, he can only, you know, he can't be doing it for the whole game. He does it in short bursts, so that's something that we're very mindful of.
What do you make of George Blackwood's tribute to Shane Warne?
Yeah, look, George is, you know, a very intelligent kid and has a lot of, I suppose, a very proud Australian that's grown up, you know, supporting the Australian cricket team like most of us have, and you know, when a legend, you know, passes away, it's, you know, very sad.
Are you worried about being over-reliant on the late winners and the late goals? And would you like to maybe put in some more complete performances? Oh,
look, we're building our performances, and I don't care when the goals go in, long as we win. I know the supporters might want them to be a bit more earlier, but that's football.
A word quickly, I mean, all the young boys are grabbing the headlines, but Javi Lopez has probably been one of the best right backs in the league this season.
Yeah, Javi's had a tremendous season this year. I go back to he had a full pre-season with us this year, so he's got his body in a very good condition. That's why he's been able to play nearly every week this year, and his intelligence and his 1v1 is exceptional.
And there's no problems with Issa backing up with, you know, 3 games in a week?
No, Issa is good. You know, he's had a few niggles over the course of the year, and he's played a lot of games where he hasn't been 100%, but now his body is 100%, so he's very good.
And how do you feel Goodwin has taken on the role as captain lately?
Yeah, Goody is a leader. He plays that way, so you know that's no different for him. He's always, you know, talking in the dressing room as well, so you know I don't think there's any difference there. That's why he was selected.